I definitely think I'm a driven person, being a professional athlete, and to get to where I have in my life is, yeah, I guess that's just sort of been instilled in me, that to never really give up and just keep driving and keep going forward, really. My brother never let me win at anything. I'd sort of put down my success in sport to him and probably my dad as well.
We get one day off during the week.
It is, like I said, it's chaos, the footy world, but I like to spend it here a fair bit. But I still like to go to the gym on my days off in the morning to be able to give myself that clarity for the rest of the day, that I've done a bit of work in the morning, and then I get stuck into the day, and going for a cruise is always good as well. I'm Charlie Dixon. I play AFL for the Port Adelaide Football Club. I'm heavily into my cars. I've got a YouTube channel, and this is my shed. Yeah, so I grew up in Cairns in Queensland, born and bred there, and yeah, got older brother, a younger sister. Mum and dad are still up there. Dad was the biggest influence on me for sure. Growing up, he would tell us stories about the cars he sort of built and got when he was a young fella. Like he was always sort of pulling apart and putting cars back together, and then his stories and everything had just got me hooked. And he's probably kicking himself now because of how much money I've sort of spent on the cars and all that sort of stuff. He's always telling me I should invest more, but you know, you like what you like. To be able to play in a premiership with the group that we've got now would be amazing. I mean, we've got such a young, talented group, and a couple of us older boys are still there kicking around. So I think it'd be pretty amazing to be able to play in a premiership with them and win it, obviously. I was just watching a lot of Cletus McFarlane and Adam LZ, and basically all the guys over in the States and racing, and I was building the Monaro behind me at that stage as well, and that's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to build cars and then go racing and film it, and then it's sort of just grown. It was pretty clunky to start with. So the HX is my grandfather's ute that he used to round up sheep and fallow paddocks. Like I said, my dad went through a stage of building his panel van, and I was like, I want to build a car from scratch. You know, I want to build it the way I want to do it. And my uncle knew where he gave Thomas's ute, my grandfather's ute, to the next farm over, to the kids, and they used it as a bit of a paddock basher. So it was pretty worn, and it had a different engine in it and different body panel, so I changed it all back, and then ended up getting a standard RB block and mocking that up for the HX, and then it went from the cast iron block to a billet block from Bullet. We've gone dry sump. It's a single turbo, runs a G Series 42, it's got a power glide behind it, all the good stuff in it. I'm hoping to see around 1200 horsepower of the tyres. I picked it up in 2016, so my first year with Port Adelaide, I picked it up, and it's been going since then. As it stands, it's probably a couple, I reckon, a couple of hundred at where it's at. So went a little bit wild for a car that I'm going to be setting down a drag strip, to be honest. But I said I'm going to show it once, wherever that is, and then from then on I'm going to race it. It's a 250 Lariat, and this is what the guy who I bought it off, he said his name's Loretta. All cars need to have female names. And I was like, okay. And then I just sort of stuck with it. And then it's like, everyone loves Loretta. So she's a big girl, and that's why we love her. On the open roads, it is the best because it's got a really good overdrive in it. So it's got like a 4th to 5th gear. So you can sit at 110k an hour and it'll be sitting at 1800 RPM, and it's perfect, and just still chews a lot of fuel, but it is a dream at that speed, and on the highway it's great. It's got 2 tanks, which is about 120 litres, and I get about 250 to 300 k's out of that. It's an actual car and you have to drive it, where people rely on their cars to drive them for them. It's got no cruise control, so I actually got to adjust when there's cars coming and not expect the car to do it for me. So I think that's where the world's gone wrong. Everyone's getting lazy. I feel like the events are where, you know, you really see what cars are out there, and some of the cars that come out of Adelaide are just spectacular and they're unbelievable. You wouldn't know they're here. The car community is huge and pumping. And I think I will, once I finish football, I'll definitely get a lot more hands-on and try my hand at a few things and just see where I go with it.